Most people don't realize that in the last couple of years, almost $2 billion, with a B, dollars have been spent on appalling Hollywood flicks like Battle Los Angeles and other things that attempt to portray the ET presence in the most negative way possible. But this is all part of the propaganda that's been unleashed that of course, Dr. Carol Rosin warned us about, that Werner von Braun, who invented the V-2 rocket for Adolf Hitler, on his deathbed said, look, first we're going to have the Cold War, then we're going to have global terrorism, then we're going to have things from outer space like asteroids that are a risk that we'll have to put weapons in space for. But the trump card we're ultimately going to play is that we're going to hoax an alien invasion. And so how far we've gone from the time of Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind and the movie E.T. to now there's this rubbish that comes out every few months, a new video game or movie that portrays the whole E.T. issue in the most appalling, defaming, xenophobic light possible. And I think that what we're trying to do, as well as bring out the new energy information, is to expose that agenda and say there's another way here. And the other way, and since we're talking on the World Puja Network, where everybody understands meditation and cosmic awareness, is that we have to create a new consciousness based in higher cosmic awareness of what our place in the universe is, that we're going to go out in the universe peacefully. We're not going to go out there with guns blazing in some sort of Armageddon scenario fighting aliens. I mean, as enthralled as people are to that fantasy, the reality of it is something quite different. And the reality is that this is something that would redound to the benefit of the military-industrial complex, which, through their lackeys, are funding all these appalling movies in Hollywood. So we're admittedly the underdog in a very small voice, but I think that when people see Sirius, this film, they're going to realize that they've all been in a Truman Show. They've all been sort of in an Orwellian motion picture where they had been spoon-fed rubbish that they have taken hook, line, and sinker, and that the reality is something very beautiful, and that is we are being visited by intelligent civilizations that are quite peaceful, that they're concerned not with invading us, but they're concerned with us destroying ourselves or them, and that we have become, humans, an existential threat to ourselves and perhaps to others. When you connect the dots, and this is actually going to be in the film, that Ben Rich, the head of the Lockheed Skunk Works, before he died, stated that we already have the means to take ET home, that we already have technologies that are interstellar capable, and that we're going out in space. If you combine that statement with the fact that we're going out in space with weapon systems, and that we have thousands of nuclear weapons aimed at each other, even still, that why wouldn't the ETs be concerned about us? So I always tell people, people have these fantasies of marauding aliens, and I say, well, actually, I think the bigger concern is marauding humans, because in the last century we have murdered 200 million of our own people in warfare, and we continue to do so. And so we have to find a new consciousness of going forward that is based on justice and enlightenment and a peaceful world, and also peace in space. And that's really the meta theme of this film, Sirius.